Good morning, good evening, good all the things. Hi, what's going on? I'm Catie Brannon, and this is Tea Time True Crime with Catie. So, welcome if it's your first time here. Welcome, True Crime Kitty Cat. I'm so happy you're here. And if it's your first time, what's going on? We usually just talk about true crime here, dark matters, very sad stuff, but I send positive energy from my podcast to keep you guys in the most positive kind of mind that you could be, you know? Because I feel like some of these cases depress us and it just hurts our soul. But I do these cases to have advocacy and awareness. And also, with you listening or watching, you are being the voice for the voiceless as well. I have lit white candles behind me, very powerful crystals, and lit up amethyst, if you guys could see. Now, today's case is absolutely gut-wrenching. It has been like haunting my mind. So please have a comfort item, grab a snack, because we're going to be talking about some really horrific things. Spoiler alert, this crime is still pending. It happened in 2020, so I do feel like the pandemic had a lot to do with it, especially paperwork, but there are definitely, detectives that were very lazy and did not take this case seriously. Now, by me saying that, I do not believe that all law enforcement and lazy is horrible, just like I don't believe that all people just want to kill you and just hurt you for no reason. That's not life. But there are bad people out there, and I really believe that they need to be either reprimanded, they need to be exposed, because you just cannot do an investigation like this. It is like so frustrating. I have many sources to my findings, and I've also have a video of one of the sister, because the person whose life was taken away, she had a sister that loved her very, very much. And I got that video and I just cried. I just had the chills. All right. It's brutal. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's brutal. Even my seasoned true crime fan base, or people who can handle a lot, it made me sick to my stomach. All right, you guys, we do have kind of like a sponsor today. It's someone who supports my dreams and like my channel and tells people about it, and it means the absolute world. So I'm going to, send him that positive energy back and talk about his record. His name is Doug Burton, and he is just a really good dude. He wrote his songs, he plays guitar, and he's just someone who has living his dream. And he always wanted to have a record, like on vinyl. And I loved it. The Devil's Daughter is a big hit. People really like that one. And You're Not Real, I really like that one a lot. I know. And While It Lasted, good times. But he is like an indie guitar songwriter. And if you just want to support someone who is just a really good person and just a good dude, just support him. Doug Burton. He is on Bandcamp, and he is also on Spotify. Definitely check it out. Definitely help independent artists. And when I listen to music that people write, write the lyrics, write the music, even though it's not 100% what I always listen to, I always support I always feel like dreams and goals and aspirations and passions are very important in people's life. So there is no profanity in his music. So if that's your thing, definitely check it out. But I like to listen to it while I'm like cleaning around I call this like the crystal TikTok room. When I'm, cleaning up and saging, I like to have this in the background. So if you're watching Doug, thank you so much for supporting and being a really cool dude. And yeah, check out his album. Good music. Thanks. All right, you guys, back to the story. I'm going to be talking about Mary Santina Collins. Now, I stumbled upon this case actually looking through true crime, and something about her face just hit me so hard. So I started researching and I started listening to podcasts, and I saw a couple, like a few YouTube videos, which are very well done. And I was like, oh my gosh, how is this more like not well known? I mean, it's rough, you guys. I'm telling you. All right. Mary Santina Collins was 20 years old when her life was taken away. She was born July 6th, 1999, which means she was a Cancer. At age 3, she was diagnosed with 22q depletion syndrome. Now, and she had an internal cleft palate. Now, it's something like, not exactly Down syndrome, but it's something close to that, they said. It's like the closest to it without being it. It's like, it's like, not autistic, but she had cognitive issues. She was actually nonverbal until she was 6 years old. She had a really bad speech impediment, and she had the lack of the ability to scream. Ooh, I know. So due to these issues, Mary did not continue public school. She couldn't drive, and she could not live on her own. She would easily get confused with her locations, where she's at, which Mary, same girl. And if it's your first time here, I do tend to send energy and messages to the people who are not on this earth anymore, to the souls. And sometimes weird things happen in my videos. Right now, I feel that I need to talk about this, but there have been other cases where I couldn't talk about it, and I just stopped recording and just went on to a different case. This one, though, I can feel Mary's family and just the devastation, but the love that they felt for Mary was just unreal. All right. Now, deep breaths, guys. Mary, if you're here with us, we love you, baby, and I hope I can do your story correctly. Okay. So Bowie says hello. So, like I said, due to these issues, she's not cognitive. She's kind of she kind of has a disability. So she did not go to public school. But that didn't that didn't stop her. She had this infectious, beautiful smile. And I loved her makeup choices too. Very talented with makeup. She played guitar. She even enjoyed singing. And, a few years after high school, she just briefly dated this guy named Lavi Pham. And she met him, like I said, through like high school, like social channels. I wasn't sure if it was about like social media. I wasn't sure about that, but during social channels, that's how they met. So 2 years later, though, after they stopped dating, he started dating this girl named Kelly Lavery. Who cares? She is literally like the epitome of just evil. And I will get to that. So, Kelly, I guess due to insecurity, I don't know why people do this, but 2 years went by and he starts dating this girl, Kelly, right? Well, she started harassing Mary through social media. Yeah, I know. Cyberbullying. Real nice. And, it really upset Mary, and her family was made aware of it. Now, Kelly managed to actually convince Mary, hey, you know what? We should be friends. Let's be friends. And she invited her over to the apartment. Well, Kelly was pretty excited, She just liked hanging out with people and was very sociable, and she was excited to hang out with so-called friends. Kelly said it would be a girls' night with scary movies and makeup and getting to know each other, just like a typical girls' night. Now, Kelly actually offered to buy Mary sushi, and that was Mary's favorite. I love sushi too. So, despite everything, despite the bullying and the harassing online, and the parents and family were well aware of this, Mary actually decided to meet with the couple, Lavi and Kelly, on March 28th, 2020. Now, during that time, March 28th, that was I feel around ground zero of the pandemic, right? A lot of places started shutting down at the end of March. And, Mary was really excited to hang out. And her grandmother, Mia, did not want her to go. But, Mary just really wanted to go and have fun. And Mia, like I said, she was apprehensive. But Kelly did call in an Uber to pick Mary up and bring her back to the Yard Apartments. I think they're called NODA, N-O-D-A Yard Apartments. Also, forgive me, this all happened in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. So that was happening. And like I said, it's in the middle of the pandemic. And, when the car was driving away, the grandmother said that she felt uneasy, didn't have a good feeling. Intuition, Grandma, intuition. All right, today's hot tea, I am drinking my absolute favorite, cherry blossom. It is in my little pale pink cup that I got, I think, in a bargain bin a few years ago. But it's cute, it's simple, and sometimes you just want some hot tea and something, minimalistic, which is rare for me. Because as you can see, I like a lot. Kind of a maximalist. All right. So like I said, the grandmother was feeling uneasy when the car drove away. Mary arrived at the apartment at 2:30 p.m. No texting. Did not text her grandma. Now, March 29th, Kelly received a text message at 6:54 a.m. Mary needs to call home immediately, please. This number, quote unquote. Kelly, she didn't reply. Then social media posts with the three of them were on Twitter or something like that, and they were just looking happy and carrying takeout sushi. So the family and relatives that were watching this, with Mary in the tape looking unharmed, everything good, it stopped the worrying process. And it was literally, you guys, just a sick, twisted way to buy the monsters time. Time goes by, and family is still waiting to hear from Mary. Sunday, March 29th, 7:31 p.m. A text from a relative. Quote, Kelly, Mary's phone is off. We have a family emergency. Please have her call as soon as possible. Thank you." End quote. No response. Kelly did not reply. Day 3. 36 hours by this time where Mary had no contact with her family. Mia Alderman, Mia's the grandmother, she heads over to the Yard's apartment to pick up Mary at Noda. And Kelly just told Mia, she already left. Mia did not even believe that at all. So she starts screaming Mary's name into the apartment and threatens to call 911. After that, the boyfriend, Lavi, and girlfriend, Kelly, started to allow Mia inside the apartment. The grandmother searched everywhere, except the back bedroom. She wasn't allowed to go in there. That evening, Mia called 911 and just stressed about to them that Mary could be in danger. Now, she was saying, "I cannot track her phone anymore." And her bank account, no activity, because they share the same account. I'm guessing she gets notifications when someone spends money, which I love that. I think it's such a smart idea. So by this time, you guys, she hasn't heard from her since March 28th. The operator told her to file a missing persons report. An officer was sent to the apartment with a welfare check and left the scene after no one opened the door. So basically, we don't know if Kelly and Lavi were inside, but if they were, the knocking, they didn't answer. So the police left. Miss Alderman, she arrived at the apartment again, waiting for a missing person officer. Now, March 31st, while she was waiting, the grandmother started canvassing the area while waiting for the police to arrive. Detective Gaskin was supposed to be on scene, and Mia was just so excited. She had her hopes up, saying that, yes, somebody's going to help me find my granddaughter. But he said he couldn't arrive that day, and he told her to call 911. Oh yeah, guys, it's going to get worse. So Mia did. Mia called 911, pleading for help. Officer 3, the third officer, arrived. Not 3 officers, just the third time Officer 3 arrived. He met resistance from the boyfriend and the girlfriend, and, he denied entry to the apartment. Lavi would actually agree that Mary's mother could come inside and enter the back bedroom. Kelly, when she walked in that back bedroom, Kelly was wrapped up in a sheet, laying down on top of the bed. While this is all happening, the Aldermans were actually viewing footage from security cameras from the apartment. As they were viewing, Detective Gaskin, Jonathan Gaskin, said, you need to have a search warrant. Which I'm telling you right now, effing false. April 1st, 2020. Day 5. Mary's family is beyond frustrated with the lack of, the willpower from the police. There's no urgency at all. It's definitely not a prioritized case. And what was really messed up is that they were getting leads, tips called in, you guys. And they were saying that Mary was a runaway and she's always with boys and she ran away. Just total flippin' lies. But the police believed it. They did. So the family is like, not leaving this couple alone because they're like, we know you have Mary. They just know it. Where is Mary? And the police actually told the aldermans to stop bothering them. Yeah. And the aldermans were so depressed because they're like, what? Stop bothering them. They did something with Mary. I mean, I find that kind of strange. I mean, they were the last people that Mary was with. There's actually social media evidence that she was with them. So, yeah, the response of the aldermans leaving Lavi and Kelly alone really upset them. The 6th day of the disappearance of Mary, family actually started a search of their own. They used drones, they used volunteers, they explored train tracks, they explored construction sites, wooded areas, even trash bins to find Mary. One of Mary's classmates from high school actually started an online search to do an investigation. They didn't give me names, but they just said classmate. I guess they don't want to be named. But they scoured the social media for leads and even clues to the case. And let me tell you, my true crime kitty cats, they found something. A witness reported overhearing a man named James Serrano posting about a violent attack on Mary. He claimed she was hidden in a mattress where Lavi and Kelly were supposed to burn. When informed of this knowledge, Detective Jonathan Gaskin went to the Yard's apartments and had a consent search. So not exactly a search warrant yet, it was a consent where he basically went to the home and consented, him to be there. Now, as officers watched Lavi lift the mattress, it revealed nothing. Gaskin left confidently, leaving the home of, I don't know if it was Kelly's apartment or Lavi, but whatever, leaving that apartment and said to the aldermans, "Do you understand that she is not in there?" quote unquote. Day 7 of Mary's disappearance. Finally, you guys, a missing persons bulletin was made. The lack of urgency is astounding. She is 5'4", 120 pounds. She had orange auburn hair. So she's a tiny girl with also, some disability. So I don't understand why this wasn't urgent and they thought she was like a runaway. I just don't. Okay, sorry, you guys. All right. Now, as that is happening, the family, they don't stop, you guys. They literally, if you want to know what hustle means to find out what happened to their loved ones, the aldermans, man, they did not stop. And I commend them for that. I do. Like, there's people that listen to police, which, yes, most time you should. But if a loved one is missing, you do everything in your power to find them. And the aldermans did. They actually went back to the apartments and asked for the security footage. And they found out they actually didn't even need a search warrant to view the footage. So as you're guessing, they combed through hours, you guys, of security footage and found nothing. It took a witness to call the police again, someone not even known from the family, telling them that the body was there. It is in the mattress. Receive a search warrant and search again. April 4th. the 8th day of Mary's disappearance. 2 witnesses involving the online investigation from Mary's former schoolmate insisted that Mary was in the mattress. By this time, finally, homicide detectives were brought in. They received a search warrant and found Mary's body, very skillfully hidden in the mattress. The mattress springs were removed to fit Mary's body. She was wrapped with duct tape, plastic wrap, and other items were around her body to maintain the mattress shape. Clothing was surrounded Mary's body, like I said, with duct tape on the corners. They used dish detergent and pumpkin spice shower gel to mask the odor of decomposition. Even though Gaskin was assigned to Mary's case, he actually didn't meet with the family in person. I mean, it is the pandemic, you guys. I mean, is that an excuse? Hell to the no. It's not, but okay. So I'm guessing people were just mainly working at home during this time. All right. It's not an excuse, guys. I'm sorry. It's just not. So 2 officers were actually sent to the home where the family, the Aldermans, never met these 2 officers to give them this devastating news. And I mean, the family, it was like, one of them said it was like just a shot to the chest. Like they were just so grief-stricken, they couldn't even because Mary, beautiful, sweet Mary, not only she was very innocent, she was extremely loved, and she was like the light of their family's eyes, and just total vulnerable, just the vulnerability to these monsters. It's awful. The next video I'm going to play is actually from I think it's called the Crime Atlas. I found it on YouTube, and it was a really nice collage of Mary and her sister. And her sister is actually speaking, and it's basically a poem to her sister, and it's pretty sad.
I think I still believe I might find you, somewhere hidden, somewhere perhaps forbidden, yet your soul is tied to mine. So there isn't any place I'm too scared to try. Baby sister of mine, it wasn't your time. How dare God decide to take you somewhere I can't find? I want to scream. It's the only release from these demon thoughts that won't let me sleep. Your face constantly in my dreams, running after you like please don't leave. Your name constantly on repeat. Cycled in are the faces that took you from me, and all the things I want to do to avenge you. Revenge seems like the only thing to do. Hurt them the way they took away every future second I had with you. So many things we had planned, now all misconstrued. When they told me, my brain wouldn't let me believe it was true. Who could hurt someone as beautiful as you? Why does God take the most vulnerable ones? How could he dim the light of someone so young? Someone so good? And never the ones it sometimes feels like he should? Trying to keep my thoughts light, despite darkness calling to me, because in my sister I still believe, holding on to my faith like a lifeboat, pain bubbling up, trying not to choke. I love you, Mary. I just have to let you know. And when my time comes, into eternity we'll go. Sister, sister, forever will glow.
With the body found, Kelly and Lavi were arrested April 5th. People actually think it was done as some kind of sport. James Serrano, America Deal fled state. There are 4 suspects now involved in this horrific crime. Lavi Pham was 21-year-old boyfriend. Kelly, She was a 24-year-old. She actually was from a wealthy family and seemed to be the ringleader of this horrific event. James Serrano was 21 years old, and he is the best friend of Kelly and Lavi. And this America Deal, she actually just recently met James and just became involved romantically. And I was wondering, what do you mean they recently? Tinder. Yep, Tinder. Now, I'm going to say what happened to Mary, and it is brutal. And if you guys have been with me this whole time, I am emotional, I'm very loving, and I'm very compassionate. So I may cry while talking about what happened. Man, I'm already starting. It's okay. So several months before this horrible murder of Mary, there was actually plans between Kelly and Lavi to lure Mary into a threesome. Now, if she refused, they would take her life. Sources say they actually planned to kill her all along for just some entertainment. What? When Mary arrived at the apartment, Lavi and Kelly were really excited. Everyone had smiles. There was videos. And that was when he did the social media post of them arriving to the apartment. Things looked all good. Lavi actually had to take out sushi in his hand. But what Mary did not know was her food was drugged. There was Xanax and Molly, which is awful because not only, probably Mary didn't have any illicit drugs in her whole life, but she has cognitive impairment issues. So she probably got really, really confused, just absolutely terrified. But they did that to basically debilitate her. Now, sperm was found on Mary's body by 2 males, but it was due to be inconclusive because of the cleanup of the body. But it makes sense that there are 2 males and 2 females at the scene. Now, Mary was brutally sexually assaulted. And after the assault, she was placed in the bathroom. And right now, it is like a whodunit, like who did what and who did, right now, because this case is still pending. But she managed to be stabbed 133 times with artificial wounds. What that means, my true crime kitty cats, is that this poor girl suffered. There were 24 stab wounds. She was tortured and just viciously sexually assaulted. And what was worse is when her body was found, she had a dog collar around her neck. And some sources say it was to a leash, but then she had a gaping wound across her neck. What I'm trying to say, and I'm so sorry to the families of Mary, is like, she suffered. Like, Mary couldn't even scream, you guys. She didn't have the ability to, talk right, to scream, to just... but I'm sure she cried. And I just don't understand why anyone would do this to anyone, let alone Mary. By this time, after that happened, America, one of the girls, she left. Like I said, there's 4 suspects. Now, Lavi and Kelly apparently was like the mastermind to everything. James Serlano was there. He took part of the act. But America Deal, she was like on a Tinder date with James. And she said that when Mary was there, they wanted her to be in a threesome. Holy crap, I'm sorry, guys. I am not wearing the expensive eyeliner today. Sorry. Okay, that doesn't matter. So, basically, yeah, I know. America came into this not knowing like anybody, only James. And she said when Mary was there, they wanted to do a threesome, and Mary said no. And then after that, they asked America if she wanted to do a threesome, and she said no. Now, this is where things get really muddy. There were definitely some substances going around. Not only there was Xanax, Molly, there's cocaine. Now, this is what America says. Now, we don't know if she took cocaine, but the others are saying that she took cocaine. She says that after she was offered the threesome, she was just like unnerved, and she went to go to sleep in the back bedroom, which doesn't make sense because when you're on cocaine, you're awake. I've never done it, and I don't judge people who have. You do you, boo-boo. But as my research, they said that when you're on cocaine, you could be up for like as much as 6 hours. Yeah. It depends what it does to your body, of course. So America said after she woke up, she arrived and was sickened by what she saw. When she saw Mary in the bathtub with so many stab wounds on her. Just so many, just blood everywhere, she said. And that she had a dog collar around her neck. And then Kelly took a knife to her throat and said, "You're going to help us clean up or you're going to end up like her." I know, guys. What? I know. So when she was a suspect, she actually fled North Carolina and fled across states to go to Colorado. And I don't know if it was her guilty conscience that got to her. I pray it did, or a family member, but she ended up turning herself in and was extradited back to North Carolina. She had her bond requirements. She's out now, you guys. 1, third-party monitoring at cost to defendant. Basically, I'm guessing just like the wrist. Oh my goodness, guys. See, when I get upset, I like lose my track of thought. Forgive me. Basically, like an arrest bracelet or an ankle bracelet. Okay, number 2, observe curfew 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Number 3, no contact with co-defendants. And number 4, mandatory psych evaluation within 30 days. June 30th, 2022, Lavi, Kelly, James, they're in jail. Lavi is pleading not guilty. Kelly has pleaded guilty, and she's receiving 25 years. Now, the Aldermans, Mary's family, just Mary's loved ones is absolutely devastated with this result. January 12th, 2023, James Serrano was actually granted bond for $250,000. Lavi gets no bond. And in Charlotte, North Carolina, they said is one of the gruesome crimes in like North Carolina's history. Just an absolute horrific case. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys, how do you feel? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like to help Mary's name, be the voice for the voiceless, there is a Facebook group called Mary's Voice. I just joined as well, and I'll be sharing across my social media. The family is trying to advocate change in how they treat missing persons, especially with disabilities, to have more urgency, and I think to actually just do their work, their job. I know it's, and these monsters doing this for entertainment, it sickens me to the core. Like I said, my stomach hurts, you guys. Like, sorry, it's not about me, but it's awful. Definitely check out the Facebook group. Apparently there is, I think, I'm trying to find it. It's like a change.org. I hope so, to get some, light. The family wants their daughter's story told because to make sure she's never forgotten, and hopefully to make sure this never happens to anyone again. And I do not believe that Kelly should get out ever. I don't think 25 years is enough time. And I know I'm being, judgy Virgo, but if you have that sickness in you that you just want to torture someone, especially a defenseless somebody who really wanted you as a friend, you should not even breathe. Like, sorry, I don't want to bring any negativity, but it's like frustrating. Just absolutely. Like, before I even did this, you guys, I broke a nail. Like, I was, that frustrated. I was just like, all right. Thank you guys for listening or watching. Please, I'm sending positive energy and good vibes. And I really hope the family receives justice. Know that you are loved. Know that you are cherished. And remember, you are doing better than you think. Bye.